Hello and welcome. I'm an expert in hotel AI, and it's a real pleasure to be here with all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, on your online learning journey. Today, we're going to dive into a technology that is quietly reshaping one of the biggest industries in the world, hospitality. It's an invisible force, really, that can make or break a hotel's bottom line, and it's all about managing energy in a much smarter way.
So, let's start with a question for you. I want you to think about this for a second. What is that one invisible expense running 24/7 that is quietly draining profits from every single hotel room, right now, as we speak? It's a cost that pretty much every hotel operator sees, but very few are able to really get under control. And that question, well, it takes us straight to the heart of the problem, a massive, hidden operational cost. So let's unpack that. Let's really look at the scale and the nature of what we're dealing with. Just how big of a deal is this? Well, check this out. After you've paid all your staff, the single biggest drain on a hotel's finances is energy. It's the #2 operating expense on the books. That's a huge, constant pressure that hits the bottom line day in and day out.
So, where exactly is all this money going? A huge chunk of it is, to put it bluntly, just pure waste. It's the money you're spending to heat or air-condition rooms that are completely empty. I mean, think about it. Every single kilowatt used to keep a room at a perfect 72 degrees for a guest who isn't even there, that's a direct, unrecoverable loss of profit.
Now look, the industry has known this is a problem for years, and we've certainly tried to fix it. But the traditional solutions, well, let's just say they're a bit outdated and honestly pretty easy to get around.
I'm sure you've all seen these, right? The classic card slot energy savers. The idea is simple. You put your key card in the slot, it completes the circuit, and the power comes on. You take the card with you when you leave, the power goes off. Simple. The problem, though, is that the flaw is just as simple. Guests figure out really fast that any card, a business card, a library card, a spare credit card, will keep that AC blasting while they're out sightseeing. And just like that, the entire purpose of the system is defeated.
Okay, so if that old method is basically broken, what's the alternative? Well, this brings us to the modern, far more intelligent solution, the smart room.
A smart room is just fundamentally different. It's not about crudely cutting off the power. It's about optimizing it. It uses a whole network of AI-driven thermostats and occupancy sensors to do two things at the same time. Keep guests perfectly comfortable while delivering incredible energy efficiency. It really proves you don't have to sacrifice one for the other.
So how does it actually pull this off? This is where things get really interesting. Let's peel back the layers a little bit and take a look at how the AI in these systems actually thinks.
You see, unlike that simple card slot, a smart system is more like a detective. It doesn't rely on just one single piece of information. Instead, it's constantly collecting and analyzing data from multiple sources. It's looking at motion patterns in the room, it's checking the ambient light levels, and it knows exactly when the door was last opened or closed. It puts all this together to build a highly accurate, real-time picture of whether a room is truly occupied or vacant.
And this brings us to probably the most important concept to grasp here. A smart system is not a blunt instrument. It's not just a simple on-off switch. The key, the real magic, is that it intelligently manages the temperature drift. That phrase is absolutely crucial for understanding how it keeps guests happy while saving a ton of energy.
This all comes down to a process we call recovery time logic, and it's really a simple three-step dance. First, the AI senses the room is vacant. Second, it instantly does the math. It calculates the exact amount of time it will take to get that room back to the guest's preferred temperature. And finally, based on that calculation, it gently adjusts the temperature to a smart, energy-saving level, which guarantees the room is absolutely perfect the moment the guest walks back through the door. Now, this whole intelligent process is really impressive from a tech standpoint, but let's get down to brass tacks. What does this actually mean for the business? It's time to look at the financial impact. Here it is. This is the headline number. By putting a system like this in place, hotels can see up to a 30% reduction in their guest room energy costs. Just let that sink in for a moment. A 30% cut to your second largest operating expense. For many hotels, this translates into thousands, sometimes even tens of thousands of dollars in savings every single month.
And this chart, well, it really visualizes that impact perfectly, doesn't it? Over on the left, you've got the high, unpredictable energy cost of a standard room. And then on the right, you see the lower, much more controlled cost of a smart room. That gap between those two bars, that's not just saved energy. That is pure profit, returned directly to the hotel's bottom line.
But the benefits don't just stop at direct cost savings. This technology contributes to something much, much bigger, something we can call a greener bottom line.
Because in today's hospitality market, you have to understand that sustainability is strategy. The story you can tell about your hotel's commitment to the environment has real, tangible value that goes way beyond the numbers on a balance sheet.
This becomes a really powerful strategic advantage. You can now authentically market your property as green. And who does that attract? Well, it's a magnet for the modern eco-conscious traveler, the kind of guest who makes their booking decisions based on their values. And, critically, it's a huge deal for corporate event planners, many of whom are now actually mandated to choose sustainable venues for their clients.
So what's the big takeaway here? We've seen how AI can solve a huge operational challenge and create powerful marketing opportunities at the very same time. So the real question, the one I want to leave with all of you, is this. As the future leaders in this industry, how will you use technology like this to build the smarter, more sustainable, and more profitable hotels of tomorrow?